So once it happened that Buddha, after almost 12 years, came back to his palace. His appearance is so radiant, so beautiful, so energetic, so divinity. But he found one of his brother across the path. His name was Devdutt, and he made mockery of Siddhartha, who had become Buddha. So his popular name was Gautam Buddha or the Buddha. So Devdutt said that, see what's your pathetic condition is. How you are holding a bowl, a begging bowl. You make your living through beggary. And see your clothing, what you are having with you. Mere one piece of cloth and this bag with you. What you got? After spending 7 years in forest, and for 5 years you are wandering throughout the country. Yes, we have heard that you have attained some sort of enlightenment, but what your pathetic condition? So the great Buddha laughed and said, who said I got something? Who said I attained something? I merely get rid of all those things that don't belong to me, that actually was not of mine, and I was having a dilemma that these are mine. I get rid of all those things. Let it be palace, let it be my poor state of mind, let it be all type of habit practices, anger, the desires, the urges, all these things which earlier I used to think belongs to me, but now it's crystal clear for me who am I, or precisely who am I not. So is the condition of the worldly. They keep on blaming, they keep on making allegations that why such a madness for spiritual movement, why there is so much madness for this beggary sort of spirituality. They even go to an extent of saying that such people are moving away from their responsibility. They are actually cowards. They are not the one who can sincerely take on the responsibility. And these are the statement of worldly people. But the second grade of people who used to make allegation are those who are so-called intellectually spiritual people, the Purohits. For them, the enlightened being or the knowledge or the wisdom imparted through them appears to be blasphemous. So they keep on complaining about the knowledge given by such divine, such enlightened, such awakened personalities. The mere reason is that the teachings, the way those enlightened beings express themselves appear to be totally in non-sync to the traditional way of getting the understanding of spirituality. Maybe few times it seems that they just challenges many of the rituals as prescribed in epics, as prescribed in holy books. But are they blasphemous? Actually not. The one who are making these allegations are merely keep on reading those traditional aspects of spirituality without practicing merely for a single minute. They not even practice an iota of the sutras or the knowledge or the rituals or the teachings of the great holy books. They keep on repeating the sutras through rote memory. They are expert in memorizing, and hence their biggest allegation is that whatever we have achieved is memory based, and the one who is speaking is not through his memory. One who is speaking is not through the traditional scriptures. He is speaking through his experience, so he is blasphemous. These are the allegations made to the seers, the sages, the enlightened. So let's delve into the daily sutra. Let's try to imbibe each line. O seer, O rishi, O fakir, often misjudged so badly, allegedly, a coward who run away, or blasphemer who talks eternity. Judge, O novice, with judgment so conclusive, never ever knocks door O rishi, never ever checks seer O baggy, never delves in eyes O drunkard fakir, never tries technique O mystique, your fast track court so nigh O silly. So these are the misjudgments of the worldlies. They allege the seers with cowardice approach. They alleges his blasphemous approach. But are they right in saying so? No. First of all, their basic fault is they never ever think about any spirituality. Leave alone walking on the path of spirituality, leave alone practicing some sort of spiritual practices, but they not even think openly about spirituality. Their approach to spirituality is so narrow. Whatever their beliefs, whatever their understanding of spirituality is confined to mere religion. And that religious approach is so ghastly, so dangerous, that they miss the essence of spirituality. Religion too have in subtle way the eternity of spirituality, but for that the religion should be very well, very carefully practiced. If the religion is practiced wholeheartedly, the glimpses of spirituality start appearing. But neither are they religious nor are they spiritual. They are merely worldly people who are very well versed in complain. They are expert, they are genius of complaints. They are expert of pointing fingers. So they may point finger on anyone. But for a spiritual being, it seems very easy. Because firstly, it clearly appears as if the fakir move away from his responsibility, and secondly, there is no way that a fakir or a spiritual being can claim himself or herself to be an enlightened being. This claim has nothing to do with any sort of certification. It has no specific educational pattern. So yes, there are many charlatans in this path also. There are many who despite do not have any understanding, who despite having any sort of meditativeness claims that they know everything. And since there is no parameter, since there is no way to get the idea that is he really aware of anything, that such sort of charlatans make profit, get benefit. And is there any way to get rid of such people? Or is it right to make allegations only because of such people? Yes. Answer to both questions is yes. For the one who is claiming to be enlightened, there is only and only one way. Spirituality is clearly science. This is technique-based methodology. So, for someone who is aspiring, the best way is to ask for the techniques. If you are getting the techniques, start implementing, start executing the techniques, and these techniques will remain with you. Let the master be a charlatan, but the technique will remain with you. And for the one who are blaming, need to understand that what will they get by blaming? Nothing. So let the charlatans to remain charlatans, insane to remain insane, and enlightened to remain enlightened. Though the very easiest way is that never an enlightened will claim to be an enlightened. There is no need. If I say I am an enlightened being, what it do to you? You accept or you reject. It has no meaning, no sense at all. For you, the only thing is the techniques, the stuff to churn, the wisdom to churn upon and walk on the path on your own. So, judge or novice. Novice are those who are judging, those who have no ability to judge, those who merely make any judgment in their life with clarity, make such allegations and judgments regarding spiritual beings with judgment so conclusive, never ever knocks door or rishi. They never ever tried any spiritual practice, never ever check seer or baggy. They never try to find out the huge pearls there in the bag of a seer. The whole ocean of pearls are there in the small bag of a seer, but they never ever try to search, because search need hard work, and hard work is not their forte. They are genius in complain, and complain is easiest. If you are incapable of creating something, start complaining. If you are incapable of developing a beautiful movie, a beautiful painting, a beautiful poetry, you start complaining and you become a critic. So, either you become creative or you become critic. It's so easy. So never ever check seer or beggy. Never delves in eyes or drunkard fakir. As soon as you delve into the drunkard eyes of a fakir, you start sensing some deep essence in his eyes. You start getting those subtle vibrations, those subtle sense of peace and bliss through the mere looking into the eyes. But they are expert in moving here and there, so is their eyes keep on moving here and there, but they never they never look deep into the eyes of a fakir. They never try any techniques, since technique is a very, very hard affair. It needs a certain discipline. It needs a certain set of mind. It needs certain perfection. So they will never try to search. They will never try to practice any sort of techniques. They are expert in merely ignoring any wisdom oriented technique or any wisdom oriented methodology. So your fast track code so naive. Oh silly. So they are silly, and they are enjoying that silliness. They love to be in that state of silliness. So is their pathetic condition. So we need to get rid of all sort of such silliness only by making it clear to ourselves that neither are we to judge the state of anyone, whether he is a fool or he is an enlightened being, nor do we have to do with any sort of complaint. It's only for us to try to search and the best method or the path which we should opt. Then only we can understand the subtlety of this cosmos, the subtleness of the seer's path.